Hey, how are you? My name is Alona Scherzer and I'm doing my project about Central Park in New York City. So here's a map of Central Park in New York City. It's located in the center of the city of New York. It spans from 57th Street to 110th Street. In the middle you can see a bunch of lakes, paths, and there's actually a zoo in the middle of the parks to attract citizens to come and visit and enjoy their time in the park and enjoy their green spending. So here is a picture of the picnic in the park. Actually, when I was younger, being from the suburbs of New York, my family and I would take a trip out to the city, and not only my family, we'd be with a bunch of other families, and we kind of have a time in the city and tour the city and tour the park and enjoy what life has to handle in the city. So here's a picture of Central Park Zoo. It's located right in the middle of the park. I've been there probably a few times in my life. It's actually a magnificent zoo. It's definitely better than the Bronx Zoo, if you ask me. And this, in fact, is located in the middle of the city, and the middle of the park as well. Over here is the new Census Bureau. It was taken in 2016. It shows the kind of rapid rise in New York City population. Actually, in 2016, the population of New York City was 8.538 million, as you can see in the chart, which is more than double of LA and almost 4 times the amount of Chicago. So, as a result of the rise in population in the city, there has been a constant rise in building around the city. As you can see in the picture, there are a bunch of new buildings in the city. 225 West 58th Street is going to be the biggest residential building in the US. And 220 Central Park is the upcoming tower and is designed by Robert A. Stern Architects. And 157 was actually just finished in the previous year, and it is the biggest residential and hotel building in New York City at the time. In these pictures, on the right is 157, and on the left is the tallest residential building that will take place in the city that should be completed in the next 3 or 4 years. In the city, there's around Central Park, there's architecture that is predominant around the city. On the left and the right, you can see the Neo-Renaissance architecture that kind of takes place around all of the park and is grandfathered in, and you are not allowed to change the structures that are already there. So in my opinion, the areas to improve are the city bike locations around Central Park, which allow residents to travel throughout the city around the bike paths and park their bikes around. But however, there aren't any city bike locations located in the middle of the park, so I suggest that they put new city bike locations directly in the middle so individuals are able to bike into the park and park their bikes in the park. On the right is a picture of the outdated horse track that is famous in Central Park that has not been updated in several hundred years, and citizens love to do whenever they come visit Central Park. So in the city, the most recent urban planning has been the way the streets have been planned. As you can see in the picture, the city is laid out in several blocks and streets that allows us to make it very easy to get around the city, and it allows subways to get up and down avenues and make it very easy to travel. So the most recent P3 has been, ever since I've been born, there's been a P3 in Central Park, which allows the organization that runs Central Park to organize and maintain the park and report all their 75% of their earnings back to the government of New York City. This has been the recent update of Central Park. I hope you guys have enjoyed and enjoy the video. Thanks.